welcome to the Week and Geek, your new comic preview for Wednesday, March 30th. I'm Mike Ortiz.
I am the Chris Brown.
So what's your top pick this week?
Well, my top pick this week, as it is every week that it comes out, is Walking Dead. This book is really fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it, and holy crap, it hits the fan this week. I don't want to say anything, but maybe that should be your first read when you pick it up out of the stack this week. Freaking amazing. I will say one thing about Walking Dead this week that's unfortunate. Apparently there was a pallet that went missing through Diamond, so a lot of us only got about 60% of our order. So if you have it on your regular pull, you will probably get it this week from your retailer. If you don't, you just might have to wait a week.
Ooh,
so it is rough, but people don't have enough to support. And I've talked to a couple other comic shop owners, and that's unfortunate this week, especially in light of holy shit. Okay. And for you.
Actually, it is good that a lot of people don't seem to put a lot of spoilers out there for Walking Dead. I'm years behind reading it in trade, and I still don't know what's going to happen.
When you get to 83, holy shit.
My top this week is Butcher Baker, the Righteous Maker from Image Comics by Joe Casey and Mike Huddleston. This had a lot of preview images that Image released a while back that kind of didn't make any sense, and they were a little bit perverse, and that got me kind of interested. I love weird, twisted superhero stories, and just on the very first page, there's it's a doorknob that's a male genital. So if you got that on page one, where's it going to go from there? But the artwork is great. Joe Casey has been doing some great stuff with Image Comics. I love I Kill Giants. And the Great Unknown, was that what it was called?
I think that was him as well. They never finished,
never finished, so I have hopes that this will actually finish. It looks like it's good stuff, great artwork. Joe Casey's got some wild stuff.
He does.
And he's been able to generate some interesting buzz with some very strange preview images. So,
yeah, they're saying that one, Image had released their numbers on that, and that it was kind of a low print run too. So people are going all crazy for it. But let's see if it really is that good. Again, you got Jay Leno and a penis on the front page. So
if you can't get it like all Image #1s, there'll be a second printing
and a third printing after that.
And Rich Johnson will tell you all about how much the first one's going for.
That he will.
So what else you got?
The next thing I got here in my stack that I'm kind of looking forward to is Black Panther: Man Without Fear. At least someone is without fear and doing it right. I'm enjoying Black Panther. I think it's a good book. I think it's kind of weird that they upped and moved him to Hell's Kitchen. But for whatever, as we established last time, no one would have bought a new Black Panther series. And, they would have continued to buy the Daredevil Reborn if it was just in this, but no one would have bought a new Black Panther. Now people are buying it and enjoying it, and it's doing pretty well. Next up I get here, The Avengers. I think it's been really fun. I like it's a fun Avengers book, and they're telling this story with the Hood and the Infinity Gems. How do you not love a story about the Hood and the Infinity Gems? Unless you're a communist. Then, Secret Avengers, more Avengers. I'm liking the Avengers quite a bit. Looks like Captain America punching out somebody. I think was this a Masterman story that they were doing in this?
I don't know.
I think that's what was going on. Looks fun though. Kind of excited about it. Looks like they changed his helmet a little bit, getting us ready for the movie.
A little bit of that they started that retcon in Captain America Reborn.
Did they? Oh, okay, yeah.
Every once in a while breaks out the helmet with the painted on wings, just like the movie.
At least there's wings on that helmet in the movie, so I'm happy about that.
Speaking
of, Captain America 616. It's the 70th anniversary issue, so there's a lot of it's short stories. Some looks like some fun stuff though. Some great artwork. You got about 3 stories by Ed Brubaker. You got some stuff by Howard Chaykin in there. One of the Ed Brubaker stories is done by Ed McGuinness. You got one by Travis Arest and Mike Diodato. Should be fun. So looking forward to that. And Thor, which it feels like has become a weekly book. It seems or is it a bi-weekly book? I guess it has been so far. Came right in the middle there, and then we're leading up, and that's going to end up becoming the Mighty Thor, or Journey into Mystery, and then we'll get the Mighty Thor. But I like it. I think Matt Fraction's doing a good job. I like him as a writer, and I think he's telling a fun Thor story. Who knew I was going to ever really be into Thor, but Straczynski kicked it off, and then it just kept on rolling, and I'm liking the book. Next up, I've got Amazing Spider-Man. I'm a bit behind. I do have to catch up. Everyone's telling me that it's really a lot of fun. Got to get into that because we're getting into the Spider Island story soon. And also looks like they're tying it into the Fantastic Four here a little bit, at least on the cover.
The problem with the bi-weekly book is it's a little easier to get behind. The same thing with the Point Ones and Marvel's double ships.
Yes.
You can get behind pretty easily if there's more than one a month.
Absolutely, because you think, oh yeah, well I'll get to that, and then they just start stacking up on you, and then you got 3 or 4 to read, and not that I'm complaining. I like I like getting lots of Spider-Man to read, but somehow I've just managed to fall behind. Now I guess we go to the creator-owned portion of the show for me. Kick-Ass 2. I've actually been reading that in Clint magazine, and you pointed out something earlier. Surprised you're reading that book. You don't like Mark Miller. There seems to be a lot of that lately. Me reading books by writers I don't like, but I do.
Andy Diggle makes the top of your stack next week. You know something's wrong.
Hey, McFarlane and Diggle, and I like it. I kind of like the characters. I like the idea. I find it interesting, even though I find these real life superheroes that are popping up and now taking the cosplay to some weird new effect. Now they're showing up at comic conventions as some sort of celebrity. Somebody should kick their ass. But anyway, the book is, and I'm afraid they're going to.
If you have superpowers, you are allowed to dress up like that and run around. If you don't, that's just kind of dumb.
Not so much. But I have been enjoying the book, and I'm looking forward to basically just read the last third of this issue because I have been keeping up with it in Clint. Then I've got American Vampire by Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque. We're starting a new story arc here. I've liked this book. I think it's fun. I enjoy it. It's kind of got it had a gritty Western vampire kind of thing going. Now it looks like we're getting into a war story. So sort of interesting. He's almost going through what was popular in the Silver and the Bronze Age. What are we going to get to? Are they going to become superheroes, Golden Age superheroes in the next story arc? I like it, though. I think American Vampire has been a fun book. And I'm pretty sure I met Scott Snyder at C2E2. I think Damon introduced me to him.
You did. I spoke to him for a while. He's pretty cool.
He seemed pretty nice. This is Scott. Hey, Scott, nice to meet you. And then I got to go do something. And as I'm walking away, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I just blew off Scott Snyder. Not my intent. He's got plenty of other people to talk to.
Yeah.
Proof Endangered, number 4. I love Proof. I think this book is awesome. I've liked it from the very beginning. It's Bigfoot who is like working with the CIA to capture mythological creatures. What's not to love about that? It's smart too, which I really enjoy. They do a lot to bring to basically to humanize Bigfoot, who calls himself John Prufrock. And lastly, in my stack here, Scarlet number 5. I like this book.
Me too.
I really like the way it's paced. I like the story. It's Bendis writing some really good, fun crime fiction. This is something I wouldn't have been surprised had this been published 15 years ago under Caliber. Like that same kind of stuff he was doing with Jinx and all that other crime stuff. It has a really, really good, awesome...
Very real, very grounded.
Yeah, very gritty.
And very movie pitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
But,
what are you looking at this week?
I've got Ultimate X number 4. I've said several times that I love the Ultimate Spider-Man book, but not so much the rest of the Ultimate Universe. That's because I forgot about this book.
It's because it never comes out.
Yeah, I when I saw it on the list, I was like, oh my god, that's still around. The first 3 issues of this were fantastic. Arthur Adams, we can't get enough of him.
Jeff Loeb's right.
Jeff Loeb. I've had some issues with some of his stuff in the past. I didn't really like the Ultimatum stuff he did, but this is a fantastic book. You really don't need to know anything beyond a bunch of people died in Ultimatum, and this is kind of a new X-Men team, though it's not really. We don't really know what it's going to be when all is said and done. But great art, a really interesting story, so I'm in. Next up, Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters. It's Godzilla. You really don't need to say much more than that. As long as it's stomping things and crushing things, I think I'll be pretty well satisfied by this book. Next up, Terry Moore's Echo. I think this is the second to last issue in the series. This is a great book. I never read Strangers in Paradise,
which was a really good book.
This has been a great sci-fi clever, great characters, great dialogue. I know this also has been optioned for a movie, and I think it'll do great. It's been keeping me going the whole time, and what I like is the fact that it is finite. 30 issues. Next issue is the end. We're going to get all the answers we've been waiting for, so I'm excited for it. Next up is Detective Comics 875 by Scott Snyder and Francesco Francavilla. We mentioned Scott already. He's a great guy. I did get to meet him at C2E2. His run on Detective has been great. I love it is true to the name. This is the kind of the detective. This is the investigation. This is the gritty, street-level Batman. Not so much a superhero Batman that you get in some of the other books. It's a Dick Grayson book, although this one I think is focusing on Commissioner Gordon.
I love a Commissioner Gordon tale, though.
Picking up the loose ends of the co-feature, the Commissioner Gordon co-feature that was in Detective back when it was a $3.99 book. Next up, Green Lantern Emerald Warriors, continuing the War of the Green Lanterns. So far, I thought the first 2 chapters of War of the Green Lanterns was pretty good. Not quite to the level of Sinestro Corps, but still
it's just
grabbing
kicking
my interest.
It's just getting started. You know, I like Krona as a character.
And you know, it looks like we got a throwdown between Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan, and that's always fun.
Hell yeah.
Next up, Incognito, Bad Influences, number 5. You know, it's always an Ed Brubaker love fest. Throw Sean Phillips in there. You know, the only thing I don't like about Incognito is that because when it's coming out, Criminal isn't. And I actually like Criminal a little bit more. But, you know, this has superheroes in it, kind of a pulpy feel, great art, great writing.
Good book.
Definitely pick it up. Incredible Hulks, number 625. This goes back to the, you know, things stacking up and shipping a lot. I actually haven't read the 2 issues before this. This is supposed to be my kind of trial period for the Hulk.
But you're not reading it.
Thinking about dropping it, but I can't drop it until I've actually read the issues that I've got to make sure I want to drop it.
Because it might actually be really good.
That always stinks
when you drop a book and then you go back and you get caught up and read them. Man, that was really good. Now I can't find those 2 issues in the middle there.
So either I'm just going to have to cut my losses and not read them, or try and get caught up before the next issue comes out. So anyway, it's Greg Pak, Dale Eaglesham. It looks like the Savage Land, and I don't know anything else about it. Next up, Halcyon. This has been a great book. What do the superheroes do when all the evil and crime in the world goes away? This answers that. Another great creator-owned book. Another one where it's sold out in quite a few places.
Okay.
But you know, get the trade paperback when it comes out. Get the second printings or third printings. Mark Guggenheim is the writer, with Tara Butters. Ryan Bodenheim is the artist.
One thing I'll say about that with Mark Guggenheim, well, while he's writing Halcyon, he's not writing Resurrection for Oni Press, which I like quite a bit.
Well, maybe this is. I think this is a limited series, so when it's done,
maybe we'll get back to some Resurrection there.
Next up is Joss Whedon's Dollhouse Epitaphs. I'm not a huge fan of the Dollhouse show, but I liked it enough to give it a shot. You know, I've picked up some of the other Whedon comics, the Buffy season 8, some of the Guild stuff. This is a one-shot, so it's worth giving it a shot. If it was an ongoing or something like that, maybe not so much. So that's pretty much what I'm getting this week, and that is your Week in Geek.